New MantisX10 and an Airsoft pistols. Is it something that you want to combine on your home training? Let's have a look. Right inside. I want to slide it from the front. That was 91. Before we go through installation and configuration process, let's quickly have a look what comes in a box. Okay, let's unbox this MantisX10. Let's have a look what's inside the box. So there's a hard casing here. Alright, once you open this one, there's a quick start guide, 3 easy steps to connect and install your application for the transporter. So here there's a quite good quality casing. I kind of like it. Let's just open it inside. And what we have, so let's talk about the main unit. So this is something that we are interested today the most. This piece you attach the mantis itself. You attach it to the front of your pistol, or you can attach it to any rifle on a Picatinny rail. It has very easy, quick attach system. It has on button on the bottom, so once you press it, once it starts blinking, that means it's ready to connection with your app, which you can download to your iPhone on any Android device. Let's just turn it off. This is how we charge it. There's a little USB slot here, so you can charge it anywhere pretty much you want. What comes else in the box? It's an adapter for a shotgun. But this is something that we are not interested, and also a couple of rubber bands which comes with it and some screws. But again, this is not something that we are going to do today. We are focusing on using MantisX and Airsoft Pistol. So let's connect it and let's have a look how it works. Let's install it quickly. So before you install, just make sure your firearm, in this case Airsoft Pistol, is unloaded, even though it's an Airsoft Pistol. Now you take your Mantis, press the button from the front, just press it down and just slide it from the front till you hear that click, and it's installed. Now just press the button on the bottom till it starts blinking. Now we're gonna take our app, turn on your Mantis app, and just simply click connect, and it's connected and it's good to go. The other alternative option to install it is to use the magazine adapter. This one you have to order separately from them. So what you do, you just attach it. This one is glued. However, you get adapters which go specifically for your firearm model. And now from here, what we do, just slide it here till it clicks on the second one, let's say, and you're good to go. So by using this adapter, it's actually quite a clever solution, because you don't have to modify a holster, and it goes to any holster that is suitable for your pistol. Before we start doing any tests and see how it works on an Airsoft pistol, and also how we can as shooters benefit from this kind of training, what we can measure and what feedback it gives us, let me just go quickly through all the settings that you need to set before we start the training. First of all, we have to choose the firearm that we use. Yeah, it's a Glock replica that I have, so I chose Glock 17, but there's also many others, as you can check pretty much everything which is available on the market, which is great. Now you have to choose if you're right or left-handed shooter, and then we go to shot detection mode, and this is important because you need to press the middle section, which is dry fire. That's what we are going to do today. Now there is a mount direction. You can mount it both ways, forward and backward. I mounted it forward, but if you mount it backward, just make sure you press the correct button. And then mode location, we use the bottom one. However, if you mount it on a rifle, you can also choose top, left or right. It gives all that option. The rest of the stuff we're gonna leave it for now, and we are ready to go. So let's click the train and see how the Mantis works. Once we've done with settings, we're gonna press train and choose from drills, open training. So that gives us open training, so we can take shots as slow as we want and in our own tempo and rhythm. So we press start and we're ready to go. So I'm going to rack it to make it ready, reset the trigger. What I'm going to do is just purely focusing on a trigger pull and see what the app is going to tell me.
92.
It says 92, that's the score. We're going to go to the graphs in a minute. I reset it and I go again.
99.
That was 99, that was a pretty good one.
91.
That was 91. So there is some room to improvement. It looks like it's going slightly, very slightly to the left. I'll try to compensate that a little bit by pressing the thumb towards the frame a little bit more.
95.
And it's 95. It's a little bit better now. Okay, let me try to do a very bad one now, just for a demo purposes.
69.
69. I clearly flinched down to the left, which is clearly set on an up, and also I feel it obviously because I did it for purpose, but you can read it straight away where the shot is going. So let's do a couple more.
95.
That was 95. Let me get a little bit higher than that.
95.
Still 95.
92.
92.
97.
97. I'm quite happy with this one. So basically, what the app does, it shows you where your muzzle movement travels during that critical moment of breaking the trigger. So how you stabilize the muzzle, how you pull that trigger, it's all shown in a graph, and also what happens after you break that trigger. Obviously there's not much movement in this case because the pistol is not yet powered with the gas, which I'm going to do in a minute, and then we're going to check it again. But with the real firearms, it's definitely something that I would like to look how you control your recoil. Okay, so let's have a look into different tests. I'll show you basically another example how we can work with your only weapon hand. You go to the settings, click train, and then you scroll down and choose the section primary hand only. You press start and we're good to go. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna test different methods of shooting one-handed, and we see how that trigger is being pulled and how that affects our muzzle using different configurations. So let's do the first one. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna hold my hand completely straight forward towards the target and lock my shoulder. And let's see how's that gonna work.
83.
83. That can be much better. So let's try again.
98.
That's 98. I'm quite happy with this one. Let's do one more.
95.
That's 95. So it seems that method works for me, yeah? For some of you, it might work when you cant the pistol slightly to the left. So let's try this technique.
98.
98, still good.
88.
88, little movement.
89.
89. So that immediately tells me that for me it's better if I hold it straight, but let's try one more. So in this time, what we're gonna do, we're gonna bend our elbow, tuck it in, and just keep the pistol in a sight here. Let's do it.
97.
That's 97. Let's do it again.
92.
That's 92. It's also right.
86.
That's 86. So again, works, but the first method was the best for me. If you would like to use our airsoft pistol powered by gas without using BB rounds inside, we need to do a little modification, because if we don't do, the slide will stay every time in the rear position because there's a lack of source of ammunition. So what needs to be done? You have to make a modification to the magazine. So first of all, make sure the magazine is completely empty out of gas, so you don't want to depressurize it once you disassemble it. So just press that little valve here. If nothing happens, that's fine. If you can press it down, that means it's good to go. Now we take the cover down and we put it away. Once we got the cover down, there is one screw here, so we use the screwdriver. What we're gonna do, we're just gonna unscrew it quickly. Once we have it off, we're gonna pull. Hold on a second, just a few more. There we go. Yes, we're gonna pull this up. Now we need to take this little plastic bit out, take a spring out, all together with this plastic bit. And we don't need that stuff. We just remove it, leave it on the side. Now we put the screw back. Make sure it's tight enough. And then we're just gonna slide this little cover back. And we're good to go. So once we've done this, now It's just gonna nicely operate, and this is what we want. Once we got this little modification done, what we're going to do is just gonna fill our magazine with the green gas. Let's keep it for a couple of seconds. I think we're good to go. And what we're going to do as well, if you have the adapter, you can attach the Mantis to the magazine now. There we go, and it's good to go. From here, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna load it, and I'm ready to practice. Let's have a look. If we have our airsoft powered with the gas, we can perform a cadence drill. So once we go to the Mantis app and press train, we scroll down and choose cadence drill, and choose the first 1 2 seconds one. So now we have to place 5 shots within those 2 seconds gap, and it will measure our cadence, our gaps between the shots, and also how the muzzle performed during and before we take that shot. And also it measures how the muzzle moves after that minor recoil which we'll get on airsoft. Of course, it's nothing compared to the real one, but it's better than nothing if you're training at home. So I'm gonna press start. It gives me timer, so I'm gonna aim on a target and wait for the signal.
71, 78, 84,
Okay.
75, 88.
All right, I took 5 shots, so average score was 79.7, 1.58 second. And now as we go through the app, we can check individually each shot what happens, how it was performed. The graph shows us. There's lots of blue here I can see, so that's the muzzle movement in between the shots. So I guess there's something to work on. I'm gonna give it a go one more time.
$91, 94, 74, 91, 88.
All right, I'm more happy with this one. So it was 88 total score in 172 seconds, so a little bit slower. And again, as you go, you can check each individual shot. I was interested also if the recoil meter option is going to work with the pistol. So once we press this one, it says oops, live fire only, but we can cheat the app and we can go to settings, switch to live fire even though it's not live fire, and go to train again, and now press the recoil meter, and now it works. Of course, it doesn't going to work like with the normal one, obviously, because less power in a gas than in a normal firearm, but it will give you some sort of idea where the room for improvement for you might be. So let's click start and let's take a couple of shots. Alright, let's holster. And again, grabs full of data. Yes, you can check your muzzle rise, recoil width, recoil angle. Everything is here. So this is something definitely that you might benefit from, even working with an airsoft pistol. Another interesting thing which you can use in a training, it's a holster draw analysis. So MantisX is actually going to measure how you draw your pistol and how you present it, and gives you a data for analysis. So let's try this one. So I press holster draw analysis from the train menu, then we press start, then the app tells me to holster, stand by, and from here I'm waiting for a signal. There's a signal go, I'm gonna draw and I'm gonna take the shot.
2.7.
Okay. I'm gonna repeat it again. It automatically measures and tells me where to holster.
2.1.
Okay.
Stand by. 2.0.
Okay, let's do it again. 2.0, that's the time of drawing.
Stand by.
But there is more to that.
2.0.
Okay. All right, let's just stop it and have a look what it says. So on the graph, you got everything. So you got the grip, how long it took you to get your grip, how long it took you to pull the weapon out of the holster, what was the time till you get the weapon horizontal, your movement to the target, and also the shot. So for each of the segment, so you can measure where the improvement can be. So this is very useful stuff if you would like to work on your draw. Is MantisX going to work on airsoft pistol? Definitely yes. Do I recommend it? Definitely yes. There's a lot of data you can gather. There's a lot of fantastic drills that the application offers, and you can practice it a lot. So the question might be, who might need an airsoft pistol to train at home? And an answer is simple for me. So for example, I'm spending some of my time in the UK when it's not possible to own the firearm, so I have to keep my consistent training, so I use airsoft pistol for that. And also third, on top of that, we have a lot of customers who we take into a shooting range in Poland, providing them with different firearms courses. And again, they live in the UK or maybe other country that it's not really easy to get access to real firearms. So then they can practice at home with use of airsoft pistol, which is pretty much widely available in most of the European countries. So I do recommend to have one. I do recommend to do lots of dry home training that will only reflect on the shooting with the real firearms, and you will see great improvement.